Château de Purnon was constructed in the fading embers of the Ancien Regime. This majestic estate was barely finished when that dynasty was swept away in the most dramatic revolution in world history. When we discovered Purnon just over 4 years ago, the chateau was dormant, slowly fading as decades of neglect had shut her off from the world. We were determined to restore her so that this gem of French architecture could be enjoyed by future generations. We were determined to reveal her secrets, the stories of people who have lived here and worked here over the last 2.5 centuries. But above all, we were determined to share her, to let the story of this reawakening touch people from around the world. This week, come with us as we prepare for Les Journees du patrimoine, the weekend each year when we open her majestic gates and invite visitors to experience this place alive. Not just to see, but to taste, to smell, to hear, and to touch heritage that belongs to all of us.
So this will be the 5th time that we've opened for Les Journees du patrimoine, or the European Heritage Days. And each year we have over 1,000 visitors. We know that everyone will park down in the prairie and then they'll walk up and come into the chateau estate through the monumental gate here.
And then they enter the chateau. So we have the back doors open and they get that incredible view right down the park and then also right down the Grande Allée. But then it's what happens when they're inside that I think we need to do a bit of planning on.
So this is the first time that people are going to have the opportunity to see the royal busts up close. So I think we have to give some thought to how we present them here and also how we manage the traffic flow so that people can continue on into the Grand Salon and we don't end up with a big traffic jam here.
So the Grand Salon, in the past this has been where we've done a video presentation. You and Jose have already removed all the furniture out of here, so we have this really wonderful big space which fills quite quickly when there's large crowds. And this year I'm thinking that we will do very little in this room, just allow people to come in and enjoy it, and do some of the boutique in here as well, which means that we will have volunteers in this room that can assist with everyone's experience inside the chateau.
And of course this is the last time that people will see this room before it gets restored.
Yeah, that's true. And so then we are opening the bibliothèque for the very first time to the public as well. So
let's go and have a look at that and have a chat about how we might use that space.
Okay.
So we've cleared this room out. These are obviously the trial busts of one of the royal busts of Louis XV. And we thought that we could use this space to do an audio-visual presentation.
We'll probably move the piano a little bit so that it allows a bit of space.
Love moving the piano.
And then we'll put some bollards across it so that it doesn't tempt people to play it.
All right, so we might try and put that down more further down here.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And then I think with the busts, I think there needs to be a bit of space between the TV and the bust.
So in the past, we've used this space as a museum during the open day, but unfortunately we've turned it into a workshop now, so it's going to be a lot of work to get everything out, and we have to have a discussion about whether that's really worth it or not.
The other option is we discovered that beautiful carriage in the Chateau, our wine barrel room, but we haven't been able to get the carriage out because of the condition of the stonework on the archway. Now, the restoration of the facade is meant to commence in the coming days, which would allow us the opportunity to take the carriage out of the Chateau, put it in one of the garages so that we can protect it and have it ready for restoration. Now, if we did that, we would then be able to open that garage and showcase the carriage for the Journées du patrimoine, which I think would be so beautiful.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Will Help has arrived in our preparations for the Journées du patrimoine, and the team at Momotion saw the huge task that we had ahead of us to prepare this incredible domain to open to the public, and they have sent us this incredible robot lawnmower. He can cover up to 5,000 square metres. I have programmed in 10 zones, which is the entire northern face of our property here, but you can program in up to 20, and it's all managed within the app. And so unlike other robot lawnmowers, the Momotion robot lawnmower does not need a perimeter wire, and to create a zone, all you do is you move the robot around the zone within the app, and then it's done. When his battery is low, he will just take himself back to the charging station, charge up, and then come back and continue the task. You can see that Truth is completely unfazed by him. He's very, very quiet. He has also sensors, so he will just work his way around me. So All of our precious objects, our terraces and so on here are completely safe with him. He has no problem doing that at all. We can plug in how many times a week he mows a particular zone. You can plug in what time of the day he mows. He takes himself home during the rain, so won't work during the rain. And you can also plug in no-go zones. So he has been working non-stop on our enormous bass core, which has a large body of water and stone wall in the centre of it, which we plugged in as a no-go zone, and he worked his way perfectly around it, completely safe. Really unbelievable, quite life-changing to us here with this huge domain and these huge lawns to look after. What do you think, Truff? You like our new team member? You like having nice, beautiful lawns? Hug? Good girl. Oh, this is quite out of control.
Yeah, so we're going to have to give this a bit of a clean out before the Journée du Patrimoine. We've really been leaving it because we know the work's about to start here.
Yeah.
And I thought it might have started before, so it wouldn't have mattered, but that's not likely to be the case now.
Yeah.
So I think I just have to come through with the slasher.
The boulangerie.
Yeah, the bakery. So this is where we'll bake the bread, the traditional bread for the open day. So I probably should add just a little bit more to this wood pile.
Okay.
And
Because this wood pile is also going to be used for the barbecue lunch as well, isn't it?
yes, so they'll need a bit more than what's there, but that's no problems. We've got plenty of wood in storage. And then of course we have to clean out the four au pain, the bread oven, which it's actually pretty clean, but there is just a little bit left from the last time it was used.
Okay.
So I'll jump in and do that.
I wanted to do a drop of each of the Farrenball Purnon papers somewhere, so that when people arrive they could see each of the wallpapers hanging somewhere beautifully.
I think it's nice to display them because it's a wonderful story about these original motifs uncovered at the chateau that have been given a second life.
What about displaying the original 18th century privacy screen that this paper would inspired?
I think that's a fabulous idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Well, when we first arrived at Château de Purnon 4 years ago, we were determined to share her with particularly the local community. And when we threw open the gates that first year, I remember the incredible response. Over 1,000 people on that first day alone, people coming to see the chateau for the first time in decades that it had been possible to come and see it. And I found it really quite emotional. And so sharing Château de Purnon with the local community and with people from the region and really from around the world has been a really important part of our journey and our adventure.
And I think It's important to remember that Purnon is also our home, and it's also going through this huge restoration project, so it is a bit of a work site. So it does take us a lot of work to get it prepared for the Journée du Patrimoine to open to the public, but we are super excited to share it this year.
We are, and each year we try and add something new, something different. So people who are coming back for the second, third or fourth time will see something new, something different, something that they haven't seen before. And this year is no exception. We've got some new things which our visitors will be seeing for the first time.
And so if you are in the region or travelling to see us for this year's Journée du Patrimoine, it's the 21st and 22nd of September, and all the information for the weekend is on our website.
And remember, if you'd like to follow the restoration of Château de Purnon more closely, we post regular stories on Instagram.
We post a weekly exclusive video on Patreon, where this week Tim takes you on a tour of that incredible carriage that we showed you. Otherwise, just hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and we'll keep you updated here.